Hello, how are you today? Checking in. So, today I thought I would share a practice that I share in my care for others. And it's something I teach people that they can use anytime, really. And it changes based on the person's needs. Yeah, that I would just do the practice here so you could practice yourself. And something that came up for me was today was around that we create our own reality. So what we think we are, we're going to become eventually if we keep thinking that way. Or, even the external circumstances around us, we can change how we look at the situation to support ourselves. So we are what we believe we are, sort of idea, right? So how do we support ourselves when we have these overwhelming emotions and feelings and sensations that come up for us in the day, in the moment, maybe for years we've been dealing with these things. So how do we safely, process some of these things and sit with them? So one of the practices that I've supported people with is coming to first identifying, what is it that's really troubling us, supporting the processing of the emotion that's coming up by talking about it and getting down to the feature of it and how is it, if you can think about a time that's not too traumatic per se, but it causes you distress. So say the subjective units of distress is like 5, 6 out of 10, 10 being the worst. And think of that time and, then check in with yourself. What is it? Is it still something that bothers me? Maybe I've processed this wound. Or if it is something that still bothers me, what's coming up? What emotions? What thoughts are coming up? What emotions are coming up because of that? And, then what am I feeling in my body? Is my chest tight? Do I not feel anything? That could happen too, right? Then, the next part of that would be, and sometimes people are like, why are you asking me to think of a tree? But sometimes what I'll do is say, and we'll try this now, think of a tree and think of a tree that like brings up happy emotions. And is that tree within a memory, or is it just a tree when you think of it, or when you can look out at it, that it brings in these emotions, and these emotions that are opposite to what you're feeling, right? Is it joy? Is it contentment? Does it make you just feel relaxed? And then can you feel that in your body? So for instance, I can think of a lavender, or not a lavender, but a lilac tree. And that lilac tree takes me back to my childhood and it reminds me of my grandma. So that is like all positive. And then when I think of my grandma, right away I have this deep breath and I'm starting to feel like relaxed. And there's like this sense of, for me, it's safety. And because I've done this practice lots, I can recognize what that feels like in my body. And sometimes we can't if we haven't had that sense ever. And that's okay. We can work on that too. What is that emotion? What does it feel like? How does it feel in your body? Do you feel like a sense of warmth all over? And then, feeling those things and coming to being okay to feel those things. And then the next part of that practice would be to find some grounding. So if you can think of yourself as that tree, so you've picked your tree, you have, first you've felt, okay, we'll go back a bit. First you've felt that those overwhelming emotions, you've checked in with yourself, there's these thoughts that are wrapped around it, and then there's these sensations in your body. And then you've looked for that other positive association. And then the next part is the visualization. So you can either have your eyes open or closed. And if they're open, just allow yourself to have a downward gaze, or if the tree's right out front from you, that's okay. If you need to close your eyes to visualize, do that. You can always open your eyes. You can always not do this practice. If it doesn't resonate with you, that is just fine. If you're curious, just come along, and you can stop at any time. So if you want to have your eyes closed, you can, downward gaze. And next, think of yourself as that tree. And then feel that emotion that you're feeling, that positive one, and if those other ones come up, that's fine. Just come back to that other sensation that brought in the feelings of warmth, or whatever the positive associations are with that tree that you have. And think of yourself as a tree, that tree that you picked, and that you're rooted here on earth, and you're supported, and you're grounded. Just taking a moment to find your breath. And I invite you to come to the top of your head. Just visualizing that tree as the top of your head. And those sensations are there with you. We're just going to follow down from our head to our toes very slowly. We're going to move slowly. Just noticing what you see in your mind's eye with that tree, with your tree. The memory of the positive memory that's coming up for you, the sensations in your body that you're feeling in this present moment. Just noticing it. And then moving down your body to your eyes, your forehead, to your jaw. Remembering to breathe while you're going through this. Your neck. Your shoulders. Nice deep breath. Down your arms to your hands. Remembering to check in with that sensation, the positive sensation that you have there, whatever that is, how it feels. Moving into your chest with a nice deep breath. And into your stomach with your next breath. Down into your hips. Your knees and your next breath. Your shins, your calves. Your next breath, seeing the trunk of that tree. Now moving down to the bottom of the trunk where your feet are, seeing that. knowing you're supported still, always, by the earth. Imagining some roots going down gently into the earth. Breathing into that. If you want, you can move your feet like you're scrunching your toes, moving your toes. Taking a nice deep breath. And then if you have your eyes closed, just slowly coming back to the screen and just taking a moment, not moving too fast, to come back to yourself sitting in the chair. Maybe you want to bring in some gratitude towards yourself, taking some time to do this practice, gratitude towards, just listening to it, being curious, gratitude for being your curiosity, gratitude for the sun, gratitude for this connection, even though it's through a screen, still connection somehow. Gratitude that you're able to sit here, listen, be present. Gratitude for your breath, whatever it might be. And then checking in with those emotions that were there before, just checking in with yourself and your body, your thoughts, see where you're at. Did it support you? Would you need to have a longer practice? Just being curious. Does it need to be a little shorter? Are you really distracted? And that's okay too. Yeah. So, how can we support changing our own reality in each moment? So I might be feeling this overwhelming emotion. How can I choose to do something to support that in the next moment? And then the next moment I did that, and then the next moment I feel better, a little bit better even, a degree better, a point better. That's something. Right? What else do I need? What's important now? When? That's a good acronym. What's important now? What do I need now? Yeah. Okay. Thanks for coming and doing this practice with me today. And if you like what I'm saying, subscribe is what all the people say on YouTube. I guess the algorithms on here, if you subscribe, it supports the channel, and there's something that happens. I have no idea what that is yet, but I've watched enough people on YouTube to see that that's something. I'll let you know if I find out. Anyways, this is me coming and supporting myself and others. Yeah, we can't support others unless we support ourselves. So here I am. All right, take care. You'll see you on the flip side. Bye.